welcome back to my channel Teaching Learning English. In this channel we mainly talk about business English, IELTS practice, English language, many writing skills and other academic and personal skills which are very important in present day world. My name is Chetra. Today in this video I am going to talk about the public speaking skills, which is very important mainly for the professionals, those people who are in the field of social service, politics, business and education. Wherever you are, public speaking skills are one of the very important things that we need to develop and enhance. Mainly the word in itself, public, means the person who speaks to a mass, the person who speaks to the large group of people. So that is called your large number of people. That is called public speaking, and it is a process of sharing information, ideas and knowledge from a person to a group of people in a structured, deliberate manner intended to inform, influence or entertain the listener. So we might have the purpose of communication, like to inform somebody, to entertain them, or to pursue them. But public speaking is always very structured in a pattern, and it's in a deliberate manner. So it's not something like that we often have one-to-one communication or personal communication. Public speaking obviously is an official type of communication that is we often do to influence somebody, to entertain or to inform somebody else. It is a structured and deliberate process of communicating. And public speaking is in any form of communication. There are 5 basic elements, often expressed: who is saying what to whom, using what medium, with what effect. So in public speaking, we should check who is speaking and what he is speaking, with whom he is speaking, and what is the medium and what are the effects. So these things plays very vital role in public speaking. Public speaking most of the time is done to motivate the people, to inform them also, and to pursue them so that they will be motivating to do something else or towards some sort of products or services in marketing. That's the important things of in business communication. Public speaking in business world obviously has the great influence, and it is very important because in present time world, the business has been scattered all over the world. So we have to collapse the boundaries of geographical boundaries and the time, space, and so many things are there. Okay, so it is very important because at once we can go and we can reach to the thousands or let's say millions of people at the same time from one place. So it often collapses the boundaries of time and geography. That's very important. And obviously a manager in a business world should have the quality of public speaking. And let's move towards why is good public speaking important to business world. So why good public speaking skills is important in business? Obviously in an organization there are people and there are leaders, and sometimes they have to lead, pursue and motivate the group of peoples. It is not impossible, but very difficult, almost impossible to communicate with one by one. So sometimes we need to spread the message and convince the people at once, at one time. So a person who is speaking to the huge number of people is the dire need in public speaking, and which is almost the inseparable components of business world. So this is the things. Bad presentation are an opportunity lost. Bad presentation can hurt your organization. Good presentation can change the world. Good public speaking can create enormous opportunities for innovation and healthy competition amongst the employees. So if you don't have positive or very good skills of public speaking, obviously you cannot run or lead your organization properly, because it creates many problems in the organization. So people, or let's say organization, may lose some opportunities, and it cannot make the good rapport with other people and organization. So what we need to do in public speaking, normally this is not a big deal in a real sense, but it is very important. If you can manage, it works. For example, if you are speaking to the public, just now I am speaking to you, and it's something like public speaking. If you are speaking with the people, what you need to do is what I am doing right now. You have to smile and have fun. Obviously you need to smile and fun, because people really become very friendly and open-hearted, and it becomes very casual to receive some information and to be convinced by somebody else if the person smiles and becomes very friendly with you. And you need to speak loud if needed, speak from the note. So second important thing is you need to speak loud, because you are not speaking yourself or somebody else. It is not very personal speaking, it is public speaking. So you need to make your voice audible to the large number of people. That's also important. Okay, first one is smile, and you need to be you need to create some sort of fun over there. And the second is you need to speak louder, and if it is required, you need to see the notes also, because people do not like to listen from just from their opinions and experience only. It is okay, it is very good to listen from experiences and opinions, but there must be some notes while you are speaking, because I have also note over here, one book. I'm not reading everything from this book, but I'm trying to get some reference so that it becomes more accurate and more reliable and more influencing also, and useful also, and it gives the confidence both to the speaker and listener. That's very important things. And you need to memorize the striking points. There are some points at that time you should not lose them. So whenever you deliver your public speaking, at that time there must be 3 or 4 points which should strike the mind and emotions and opinions of the audience. So those points should be memorized, so that you will have lots of confidence and you can connect examples and illustration about those striking points. And the next one is, while delivering a technical or complex presentation, do read the things. Do read the things, relax, be yourself. So what you need to do is, if there are something important and you do not have that much idea about them, so at that time, why don't you read those points? You need to read those points in public speaking also. We have seen there are prime ministers, there are presidents, and there are chairpersons, and there are vice chancellor, there are head teacher, principals, and so many people. Whenever they deliver the speech, they read the notes, so that people take it as this is the genuine discussion, this is the genuine content, and it is going to happen in coming future. So that's very important things we need to understand whenever we deliver the presentation. And if there are some points where you feel and they are very important, you can read easily, because people are there to listen the message, rather than how you perform your body language or other things. And you need to relax and be yourself. These are also very good points if you are trying to deliver the presentation. So if you are not relaxed, and if you have some sort of doubt, confusions, and hesitation, then obviously you cannot deliver your content properly. So feel relaxed. It's your style. Since you are in the stage, you are the sender. It's your styles. How people receive you, it's their style. So feel comfortable, relax, and be yourself. Who you are. You should reflect yourself, because you are not going to imitate or copy somebody else, so that people will like you. So it's your own style. So people love originality rather than those people who copy others while delivering their speech. So now also some of some of my audience might think that I should also learn some ideas from others. That's okay. But when I expose myself originally, then the people start to love me. So know your audience. You need to know who are your audience and what they actually love, what they believe. That is very important. Topic might be same, but in the same topic, if you are delivering your speech in People's Republic of China, or if you are delivering your speech in United States of America or in India, so since they are different, the audience are different in terms of culture, in terms of their knowledge, in terms of their expectation, in terms of their social norms and values, they prefer something a little bit different than the others. I'm not going to tell you the entire message. The whole delivering systems will be different. No, but at least you need to give the their flavor. For example, if you are delivering your speech in China, obviously you should give some sort of Chinese flavor over there, so that it can make a kind of bond between you and your audience. So know your audience is also very important things while delivering your speech. And you need to be confident, obviously, because people in this world are not 100%. In my life also personal, I really want to share my personal experience over here. In my life also, since I am the teacher, I teach English, but I have the confidence that I can teach, and there are some things that I have to learn, and there are some things I have to practice. That's okay, but confidence should be there, because in this world no man is 100%. It doesn't mean that you don't practice, you don't enhance, or you don't practice and be same forever. It doesn't mean that. Be positive, be yourself, feel relaxing, know your audience, and develop the confidence, so that you can really have the very comfortable time while delivering the speech. And there is one very important thing. We need to wrap up our speech according to the time allocated for us. You need to have that skills. If the people are giving you 5-minute time, then you have to wrap up your speech within 5 minutes. And if you have 1 hour time, then you have to wrap up your speech for 1 hour. That is very important. And connect with your people during the presentation, face your audience, use more gestures, use simple and understanding language. So try to face your audience, focus with them, make eye contact with them, try to learn their body language, how they are, what sort of gesture you can receive from them. You need to face them, because you are communicating with them. You are not just speaking yourself. You are not just speaking alone about any subject matter. So subject matter is also important. In the same line, your audience are also important. Try to face them. Try to make some sort of non-verbal communication with them. Try to receive some sort of question from them. So it is two-way communication. So understand them, receive them, feel them, know them, and deliver the speech with them. So, and another important thing is, please use simple and easy language, which is easy to understand. So whenever people speak, they deliver the speech, they become a little bit more uncomfortable to the listeners. Some people have that sort of ideas and opinion also, but it's not a good idea. So use simple and easy language so that people can understand you easily. These are the very important things you need to understand when you deliver the public speaking. And some other things is what sort of things you should not do in public speaking. Okay, these are very important. Please be careful over here if you really want to be a good public speaker. So do not fear, do not afraid with anything, because you are not going to do something negative, something wrong. Public speaking is not bad thing. It's not immoral. It's a good. It's a you should not have that the fear, because everybody is learning. You need to understand that way. You should not have fear. You do not fear, please. Do not rush through your presentation. I have heard one story. It's not a story, it's a real story, So while I was doing my master's degree in English education, ELT, English language teaching, at that time one of the professors shared one experience of his life. They were in Pakistan and they were having a presentation, and both of them were the professors, and they had already completed their PhD degree also. And at that time, what happens, the first professor who was supposed to deliver the presentation, supposed to have the presentation over there, at that time he could not do it properly because he had assigned 3 hours for the presentation, but he hardly could overcome 25 minutes. So it became a kind of a very serious situation, and it's the same for him because he could not manage his presentation with the time that was assigned to him. So please do not make hurry. So feel comfortable and go ahead. So not to make hurry whenever you are presenting your ideas and something else. And do not stick your hands in your pockets. Some people put their hands into the pockets and and they deliver the presentation. It's not a good style. So you need to sometimes signal something by using your hands, sometimes body movements and soldiers. That plays very vital role. And do not point fingers, do not hurt people's feelings, do not dictate, avoid unusual language, avoid repetition of the words and phrases, do not put up an aggressive pace, don't make things which you are not sure about. So in public speaking, it is not a good idea to point out somebody by pointing fingers, and it is not good to make some sort of repetition and pause. It may happen when you are talking in second language. Repetition, what I really wanted to tell over here, it's my point. So this way people sometimes can repeat the half of the sentence, and sometimes they repeat the whole of the sentences. Sometimes they paraphrase the same sentence time and again. It's, for example, my name is, I am, it's me, etc. So that way people speak. So it is not good in public speaking. It can happen. This is the natural thing in speaking, but it should not be that much. Whenever we speak, what happens, there is always pause when we think something, and when we try to make clear to people, at that time repetition is also possible. But excessive pause in speaking and excessive repetition is not good in speaking. So those things we should not do, and we should not use unusual language, and mainly in presentation, if you are not sure, it's not a good idea to share to the people. If you are not sure, you can say that I'm not that much sure, but I think, that way you can say. Because nobody can say that we can't share opinions in public speaking. That's the very important things. And let's move to what are the influencing factors in public speaking. What factors actually influence our public speaking? That is very important. So because in public speaking we expect some positive impact, because we are not speaking just for speaking's sake. There is a purpose in public speaking. So to make our public speaking very effective, to bring some positive aspects and impacts of public speaking is very important. So what are the factors that are very useful we need to consider? So let's move towards that one. The first important factor of public speaking, for positive public speaking, is the topic of the presentation. Be very clear, very confident, and be very specific about your topic of speaking, what you are going to talk about. That is very important. And the attitude of the audience. So what sort of attitude they have about your topic? Do they have the already very strong motivation about your topic, or you need to bring some sort of amusement, some sort of joke and anecdote, the very amusing short stories and so many things. So what sort of attitude of the people towards your topic, and the quality of materials through knowledge about the matters, length of speech, body language, supporting pictogram and diagram, pitch variation, and so on. So you know the factors that influence our public speaking are obviously the topic, the attitude of the audience, the language we use in our presentation, and you know nowadays presentation also goes from these PowerPoint slides, so we should have some sort of pictures, graphs, and you know some pictorial representation over there, so that plays very vital role. And time of presentation also plays very vital role. If you have 30 minutes for your presentation, it becomes very interesting, very indulging, and it attracts the attention of the audience. But if the presentation is very long and lengthy, it cannot work properly. So these are the very important things, important aspects for public speaking. Now let's move to the overcoming anxiety in public speaking. How do you overcome the anxiety? Anxiety is a natural thing in presentation, because everybody, whenever they go in front of the mass, thousands of people at that time, they have hesitation, they have fear inside, and people do not feel that much usual and casual, so there is the anxiety. They have a kind of confusions and anxiety in them. So there are some points, you need to prepare the materials that necessary to the extra knowledge will reduce your nervousness. If you have the materials not only required but more than that, so that you feel very confident, because you can bring some examples and stories about that. That way you need to. And before your presentation, you should spend your time in what to say. It's a rehearsal. You can have the demo presentation before you go actually in front of the mass, in front of the people. That is very important. And be ready by memorizing your first sentence and last sentence. What is your how do you start your beginning? How do you conclude your message? What are the examples? How do you support those examples? How do you compare the facts, and how do you suggest your opinion? This all plays very vital role. So you have to plan better before you deliver your speech, and you have to visualize what will happen after your presentation, after your speech. You have to visualize how people are going to accept it and apply in their life. That is also very important. And when you are standing on the stage and you are delivering your presentation, at that time you should feel very confident, and you should make your body take your breath in a very normal way and feel relaxed. That way give you very confidence. So these ways you can have your public speaking. So that is very important thing we need to do. So now let's move to the presentation. In presentation also what we presentation simply means structure, prepare, or speech based means of communication, information, or ideas or to a group of interested people in order to inform or pursue them. Presentation skills and public speaking skills are very useful in presentation is some extent overlapping concept with the public speaking. Public speaking is also a kind of presentation, but presentation may not be always public speaking. Presentation may be not public speaking. So but presentation also required the structured and the prepared speech based means of communication. Now presentation is also done in the speaking form, so spoken form of language. So characteristics of effective presentation. So what are the characteristics of effective presentation? Objectives, planning, preparing, practicing, and presenting. So what we need to do is we need to plan. So we need to know the objectives at the time of planning, and about our audience, what is the subject matter, and we need to know which organization that we are presenting, the subject matter, and visuals also should be over there. So people really love to see the visuals, graphs, chart, and the pictures, maps and so many things, and delivery is also very important in planning. So we need to plan all those things, and after that what we need to do is preparing. Also in preparing, how do you sit, what are the lighting and handouts, visual equipments, and some contingencies. That means how do you handle uncertain situations. And after that, practicing is very important. You need to practice before you present, and at that time you should control your body movements, and you should reduce your hesitation and the suffering or anxiety inside. And after that, you need to, here in practicing, what you need to do is rehearsal and pre-rehearsal. So you need to do those things, and after that you need to present with the facial expression, face, proper face should be there, and your voice, intonations and body movements, use of pointers, roles. These all things plays a very vital role in presentation. So presentation skills are very important, because it helps to properly structure your presentation, to overcome nervousness, and to develop powerful body language, to deliver effective presentation, to learn what not to do doing presentation, to design and use visual aids effectively. So these are the things that we need to maintain at the time of presentations. And there are also some tips that are very useful in presentation. Eye contact, and we need to speak in our speaking volumes. Use pausage. Do not read your presentation. Don't stand between the audience and the slides. Use stories, questions, clips, examples, etc. Practice makes perfect. And these are some very useful tips for the presentation. So I think this much for today's videos, that we are talking about public speaking and presentation, how these are interrelated, why they are important in business world, mainly for the managers and those people who are running business and organization. They should have public speaking skills, and they should also practice and make their presentation skills more attractive, more reliable, and more convincing, so that they can lead the organization very properly. Thank you very much. And if you have any comments and suggestions, and if you have any questions about business English, IELTS practice, English language writing skills, and so many other things related to both personal and professional developments of the learners, you can put the questions in the comment box. I will try my best to respond to that questions. Thank you very much. Have a good time.